You fucking don't know how to sign a client. I'm gonna be real. Most of you guys don't know how to sign a client, how to retain them, anything. But today we're gonna be talking about why you can't sign a fucking client, how to fix it, how to get clients, and how to make sure that you never fucking lose them. So a lot of it scales down, honestly, to being desperate. And I was desperate a lot when I first started. I begged people to get on sales calls. Please, bro, can I get on a call? Please, bro, can I drop some of our previous work? Please, bro, can I send the invoice? Blah, blah, blah. Don't be desperate, because if you have a good product and you have a good service, they're going to need it anyway. If you have a good product, they're going to need it. So don't be desperate. Oftentimes, if you're desperate, it signals to the client they don't have a lot of other clients. You haven't worked with a lot of people. So they're going to be less trustworthy towards you. Now, it's just one of many things. A lot of people, they have a decent product, decent service, nothing that would like be a red flag. Maybe they're just like not the best, but they're not bad, right? But they don't know how to get on a sales call. And for a lot of the time, just they're so bad at sales, or they think they're so bad at getting on a sales calls, that they just export it, have to pay another person. And oftentimes that person that they have as their closer ain't even that good at closing. He's like mid, right? So you have to know how to talk on a sales call. It's very simple. You have to know your product. You have to not stutter. I mean, I've been known to stutter, but try not to do it too much. And a lot of the times people talk about the benefits of their product. They say, I'll do this, our product will get you 1,000 leads in a month, whatever. Instead of, here, we'll solve your lead generation issue, adding $10,000 a month to your revenue with our system. They're talking about what their product's features is instead of what it'll do for the client, right? Oh yeah, we have 10 accounts running Instagram outreach. Who cares? They don't care about the accounts, they care about the results. They care about what's going to do for their business. So a lot of people don't know their product. I mean, they're so like a bad salesman, and they don't know how to solve the client's problems. Don't be desperate, don't be scarce, and know your product, right? So literally just study your product, figure out what it is. If you're selling it, you should know what it is. But just don't be nervous. Most of it. Don't just be confident on a sales call. If you're on a sales call, don't pretend that you have to like show up on it. It's not like you're on a stage in front of thousands of people. You're probably in front of 1 to 2 people. Explain your product, what you believe in, what you think it'll do in a confident manner, and they'll buy it. 90% of the time they'll buy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you're scared or whatever. It's an online call with a stranger. Worst case scenario, you fuck up a few words, whatever. What are they going to say? Yeah, you're bad at sales, bro. We're not going to buy from you. Okay, so next prospect. It's not the end of the world. Never is. But if you do too much, a lot of people, and this was talked about by Dylan Madden a lot when I used to start my journey. A lot of people do too much for too many businesses. They're good at doing crypto niches, and they're good at doing. They work for like a lot of brands, right? So they do a lot of different topics. They do a lead gen agency and a content agency and a SaaS and a whatnot. So they have like 40 projects. What that says to the client is that they're not really good at any one of those. So they're multitasking, right? Because if you're really, really good at one thing, if you're the guy, if you're the man, you wouldn't need to run anything else, because that would make you enough money. Don't talk like that, and don't do that. Be the one guy solution for a specific problem. Be that like irreplaceable person that solves that exact problem. Be the newsletter guy. There's no one better at newsletters than you. Be the cold outreach guy, so no one can ever replace you with a different cold outreach system. Be irreplaceable because you solve such a specific problem that no one else could know about it. And clients will pay you $1,000 for that. All the times, I try to talk simple. I try to explain to my lower IQ audience in a pretty good manner. But a lot of the times, people talk like lawyers. And, it's good. My unmatched perspicacity coupled with sheer indefatigability makes me a feared opponent in any realm of human endeavor. Like, don't talk like that. Those are fancy words that I'm pretty sure Tate introduced to like 90% of you. Talk like a human. Talk like, don't use too simple vocabulary. Use semi-complex words, but don't talk in a way that you'll need a Harvard MBA for people to understand. Your goal is for the client to understand you, for them to understand what you're going to do for them, for you to convince them. That doesn't require, in most cases, to sound like a smartass, because if the client won't even understand what you're saying, they're going to be like, I don't even know, man. The point of the call was to explain this to me, right? But I don't understand anything. And in 9% of cases, you're going to be like, the client, well, why didn't you just ask, all this shit. Clients are oftentimes also kind of scared to ask, right? They don't want to be sold to. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to ask to be sold to. So that's something you have to do by yourself. Don't talk like a lawyer. It's idiotic. Don't speak in legalese. Don't do that shit. I've worked with a lot of people. I've talked to probably close to 500 people through DMs, at least prospects, like real prospects. And a lot of the time, people forget. And this is something I started to understand more and more as I was running my own business. For example, I was working with an editor, right? And he was really getting pissed off that I was like, he was gonna do a sample video, or whatever. Kept forgetting to send him the sample footage, right? This was a time during my business where I was literally working 15-hour days. I was neglecting myself. I really was sleeping for like 4 hours a day. So I was kind of like in the shit, right? Some of the biggest clients of my life, no schedule, whatever. And I was just too busy, honestly, to remember one of 10 editors I work with that I had to send him a sample footage. And he got really mad and he was like, "Yeah, so if you don't want to work with me, yeah, just say so, man. Don't waste my time." So a lot of the like, and the fact because I didn't respond for like 5 days. Now, if he just kept following up, there's a higher likelihood that I would have signed him, or that he would have signed me, right? As a client, I would have paid him, because I just forgot, right? I mean, that was like a 10-day period. After the 10-day period, I would have been like this. I would have sent him whatever he wants when we would start working. It's just people get busy, especially business owners. You think, you're looking for prospects that are millionaires. You think the millionaires that you're trying to assign as a client aren't going to be busy? They are. Especially if they get on a call with you, they've already taken out the time, so they're at least semi-interested. So you have to follow up a lot, but don't follow up like an idiot. You don't want to follow up like an idiot, because if you okay, I forgot to draw on this lesson, my bad. You just send follow-ups like this. There's a question mark on it. I'm not sure if you know it. Okay, there we go. If you just send question marks as a follow-up, I'm gonna block your ass, right? So this was 8 months ago in my business. I was working with a guy, and again, similar situation. I was really packed. I was really busy for about 5 days, I believe, that time. And this guy, every like twice a day, he kept following up with, right? Because I didn't respond to his last message. He just went. Now that really pissed me off. He followed up with something like, "Hey, bro," or "Hey, brother," depending on how serious you are. "Hey, bro, did you get a chance to see my last message?" Or, "When can we start this? Just let me know," right? There's a high likelihood that I wouldn't have gotten pressed, because if you follow up like this twice a day for a week, it's just really bad. It's a really bad follow-up. Don't follow up with a question mark. Follow up with an actual question. Follow up with a proposition. Follow up with something that's going to add value to the client's life, right? So this was why you can't sign a fucking client. Now, there's a lot of people that also can sign a client. Signing a client requires them to pay you like $500 to $5K once. That's chump change, really. $5K is nothing. That's a one-time payment. You want that $5K to be coming in monthly. You want that monthly deal. You want that $5K a month, right? So that's why you gotta retain a client. You gotta retain clients, bro. You gotta make sure they stay. So if this video gets enough attention, I'll make a guide on how to retain clients, because it's honestly more important than just signing them.